A very warm welcome to the channel, fellow foodies. I love a good curry like most, and I've seen a curry club on the internet. It's called Mrs. Balbir Singh. It's based in the UK and it seems to be gaining a lot of traction. I quote from their website, our aim is to take you on a sumptuous and mouth-watering discovery of quintessential recipes from this culinary legend, and we invite you to join us on a very special and tasty journey. Big words indeed. So essentially you check out their website, you look at all of the recipes as various curries, grills, that kind of thing. You then order the pre-blended spices and they are shipped with a nice handy recipe card. So curiosity got the better of me, so I ordered the Keema masala pack, which was also shipped with their original garam masala blend. As you can see, the spice tins do look pretty cool, but they come in a little bit pricey at £11.99 for both tins. So the aim of this video is to see if this spice blend is worth your hard-earned pennies. Or is it just a fad which could be easily replaced with cheaper shop-bought spices? But surely over 6,000 5-star reviews can't be wrong, can they? Let's find out. So let's check out the ingredients for our Keema curry. Doesn't look too complicated. A little bit of tomato passata. You could use canned tomatoes if you wanted. Some chopped ginger, grated garlic or crushed garlic. We've got 750 grams of lamb mince with a decent high fat content. We've got the pre-bought spice blends, which I just talked about. We've just got a little bit of oil and some chopped onions, so pretty much standard curry ingredients. So let's get cooking. As they say, let's get this show on the road. I'm quite excited, I must admit, so I'm going to follow this recipe card to the letter almost. So let's heat the oil or ghee. I'm just using grapeseed oil, and we'll just get that up to a nice temperature, and we will go in with our onions. Now if you can hear that little bit of pan sound we've got, that's what we're looking for. The instructions are quite basic on the recipe cards. The best advice that I can say is just keep these onions moving. We want them a nice colour, but we don't want them burnt. So we're going to continue to stir, cook these onions for 3 to 4 minutes according to the recipe card. So slight correction, apologies, it's the cooking time on the onions is actually 7 to 8 minutes on the recipe card. There's a nice little bit of colour here, so it's now asking me to add 5 teaspoons of the Keema spice blend. So let's go in with this. So this is 12 grams and there's 50 grams in the jar, so you might just stretch 3-4 curries, 4 max, if you've maybe added 4 teaspoons, not 5, so that's not too bad. It's just telling us now to mix this in. So basically we're making the base of a curry. So as I stir this in, I'm just going to show you the tin, which I've only just noticed. You can just change how much you want to sprinkle in, different quantities. So yeah, that's pretty good. Now the recipe card is saying add the garlic, and it goes. Nice and simple, I must say. And our prepared ginger. Now cooking curries is like anything really, it's just all about getting prepared ahead. Just makes your life that little bit easier. A little bit of noise as that ginger goes in. Granted, it's starting to smell really aromatic in here. And that's just asking me to stir. It's going to drop this heat down 1 notch. It's asking me to stir and blend this in for 3 to 4 minutes until the next stage. Now it's time to add our lamb mince. Just a little tip, get this out of the fridge about 20 to 30 minutes before you're going to cook it, just to take the chill off the meat. If you don't, you just cover your pan straight down. We don't want that. And I'll spend a little bit of time just breaking this mince up. And if your pan isn't making this sound when your mince goes in, then your pan is blooming well not hot enough. going to raise this pan heat by another notch. What we want to do is just get this caramelised without burning the onions or garlic. Right, my mince is broken up. Still a good sound in that pan. I'm just going to deviate from the recipe slightly and just add my salt now. It's asking for 1.5 teaspoons. So I've got a little grind of salt. Cook this down for about 5 minutes. It doesn't tell you on the recipe card, it just tells you to cook until it's all starting to brown. So let's get a bit of colour on it all. And again, if that pan is too low, all you're going to start doing is boiling your mince, and you don't want that. You want to get a little bit of colour. I've been cooking this down now for about 5 minutes and just continually breaking it up so I've got no big lumps, and it's time to move on to the next part of the recipe. So it's in with my tomatoes, about half of this carton I need. That'll be too accurate with this part, I don't think. Also asking for a little bit of water. And a bit of salt, but I've already added that. So let's just mix this in well. I'm going to drop my pan heat a little bit to stop all these tomatoes boiling away. Let's just get this combined. Smelling pretty good. Just for the record, this recipe, according to the card, will serve 4 people as a main course. Now that's all well combined, it's asking me to cover, drop to a low heat and cook for 20 minutes. Now I'm using one of my largest pans here and I've got no lids big enough, so I'm just going to cover and improvise with a little bit of foil. If you don't cover this up as you simmer, you'll lose a lot of your sauce, so you really do need to cover it. Doesn't have to be too tight. And we will be back in 20 minutes and our curry will be done. The 20 minutes are up. It's just asking for about 1/4 teaspoon of the garam masala mix. I'm just going to put a little bit more in. Give this a good old stir, get this mixed in, and we're just going to cover this up again and just cook for a further 5 minutes. I've got to be honest, these smells are really good. This looks and smells promising. I can't wait to try it. See you in 5 minutes. Our time is up, 5 minutes. If I'm going to mark it on smell, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. So let's dish up and see what we get. Now, first things first, it's certainly a very good consistency. There's certainly nothing worse than a dry curry. And we'll garnish with some chopped, thinly sliced green chilli. You could use coriander or red onion if you wanted. Okay, that is us plated up. Those of you who watch the channel regularly, you'll know that it's time for the taste test. The all-important taste test. Firstly, I think this curry cooking difficulty level was probably about 4 or 5. It was really easy, so if you're a beginner cook or you're just getting into curries, you should be able to manage this one quite easily. How does it look? It certainly looks the part, as I mentioned earlier. Really good consistency. Very impressed. The smell, again, previously mentioned, it smells amazing. So let's try a bit. I must say I've spent a lot of time blending my own spices. I think this actually does make a difference. Not a great deal, but it is still absolutely delicious. Really good. I'm going to try a little bit more. There's not a lot of heat there, just a little bit. Nice and fragrant, good consistency, real good depth of flavour. So my thoughts are, if you were to blend your own spices, you need to get whole spices in a pan. You've got to warm them up, you've got to toast them, you've got to get them in a pestle and mortar or a spice grinder and get them all ground up yourself. It is quite a lot of hassle. It depends how much you are into cooking. If you don't want to do that, you want to skip that, you want to spend a little bit of money on these spices, I actually highly recommend these. Again, really tasty. So I spent £12 and I got 50 grams of the Keema mix, and I also got the tin of garam masala, which should last ages. The Keema mix, I think, like I said earlier, I'll get probably 4, maybe 5 curries maximum out of that. Value for money, a little bit on the steep side, but if you really like your curries and you like almost, I'd say, not far off takeaway standard, then get some ordered and see for yourself. So all in all, I recommend that you give these a try, especially if you love a good curry. If you haven't already subscribed, do consider clicking that subscribe button and also that notification bell. Then you are notified each and every time I upload a new video. But for now, take care and I'll see you next time.